Okay, bows and bow ties. So look, I just feel like the whining online has just, I don't know, maybe I'm just now noticing it, but especially between the men, I am seeing more whining online. Let's just start off with Stephen A. Smith going at Terrell Owens, and I'm like, if this is the dumbest argument. They're arguing about something that was said 3 years ago because this is what I understand. Terrell Owens was on like a little panel with Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith back when Max Kellerman used to work with Stephen A. Smith, and I guess he made the comment that that Max Kellerman is blacker than Stephen A. Smith, and I understood why he said that. There was a comment that Black Max Kellerman made that, and he was, and I forget the exact verbiage, so I don't want to try to quote it. Stephen A. got mad about that, and then there was some stuff going on where, according to what they're saying, Terrell Owens was advised by his lawyer to try to sue ESPN because Stephen A. Smith posted, I guess, or his text messages or private conversation. So that wasn't, he wasn't supposed to do that. He posted or disclosed or something along those lines a private conversation between Stephen A. Smith himself and Terrell Owens. And there's all this back and forth going on. And let me just say this: I'm like, why are you guys even online? I mean, like going back and forth. Although it's entertaining, it is the stupidest argument. It is so dumb. And I think the thing is too, like, I think the reason why people are so captivated by it is because, it sounds like Terrell Owens is not backing down. He's like, I'm not backing down. I'm not running from this. And now it looks like after Kawhi, whatever his name is, I think Stephen A. is like, my understanding is he's fake taking the high road and he's not going to engage in basically trying to blow uh, Terrell Owens up online. And I'm just kind of like, this is so silly. Black men don't care about each other. They would rather engage in this silly kind of confrontation. I was like, what is happening right now? And then on top of that, let me just say what my opinion is. Like, to be honest, I'm not like a big fan of Stephen A. Smith. I think he's super arrogant. He justifies it however he wants to justify it because, like, he rubs me the wrong way. Although sometimes he can be entertaining because he's nothing more than an entertainer to me. Honestly, he's not like, he's just a caricature of, I don't know, bravado. He's not like Coach Prime, whereas he's super confident, but I don't get arrogance. But I'm not around him every day like I'm not around Stephen A. Smith. I can only go by what you put out there and what is seen. Stephen A. Smith just, I don't know, I just feel like he's the kind of person that he gets behind his mic and he has the protection of whoever is producing him in a network, and he gets backed by these people and he gets emboldened to do and say whatever he wants. And then because of that, he feels like he has all this power. But I feel like in real life, now this is not based on fact. This is just based off of my own feelings. He just seems like a really big corny dude. Like, in real life, I don't think he would have all that bravado if he had to meet some of these men face to face. And see, Terrell Owens is not backing down. He's like, no, tell me what you were going to say. What were you supposedly going to expose and make sure it's factual, right? This is all like, I'm just saying everything's alleged because I'm driving, so I can't pull up, anything. I'm only going by what I've seen. And, oh my goodness. So anyway, Stephen A., he's just one big corny dude to me. I think the reason why I also think he's corny is I remember how he kept coming at like Kwame Brown. Remember the guy that was in like the NBA and they said he was like one of the biggest busts? And I'm just kind of like, maybe for NBA standards, yes, but I'm like, let's be clear. This man, even though I'm not like a Kwame Brown fan because I tried to listen to some of the stuff he says, I just think he's also really angry. But the one thing I will say for him is this man made it into the NBA. He's played with NBA stars. Maybe he did not perform up to the standard that everybody was expecting him to perform, but you can't say like he's like a failure or anything like that, because one thing is for certain: in order to make it into the NBA, you can have natural talent, gifts, and stuff like that, but you still have to put in work and you have to hone those talents. And this man clearly has put in the work in order to have even been drafted into the NBA. But when Stephen A. Smith was going at him, because I think he tried to, they almost had words this year again. This is what I'm saying. Like, what is up with everybody, mostly the men, like literally having these online beefs? Stephen A. was getting into it with Kwame Brown. He's having his weirdo argument with Terrell Owens. I'm like, why are you guys even arguing on social media? It is so dumb. But I am here for the entertainment because it's so dumb. I'm like, you guys are some of the stupidest people. But I understand where Terrell Owens is coming from. And quite frankly, I just really feel like Stephen A. Smith is not the guy. He's not that guy. He's not. I feel like if he tried to run up on like a real dude, like a regular dude, like in real life, like they would have smoke for him. I don't think anybody's scared of Stephen A. I just think he's like emboldened to be behind a mic, and he can talk his talk because he has the platform, and he gets to pull out his dime words, and say things like this is an ineffable boulder dash. Now I don't know if he's actually said that, but he'll use like these beautiful words, and I get it. I love the fact that he has command and mastery of the English language, but I just feel like he hides behind like a bunch of bravado. I think everybody really liked Max Kellerman, and he got him removed, which was so uncool. But I mean, look, this business is a dirty business. I get it. So I understand the fact that he made a power move and he came out the victor. But at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of whining going on social media. Just like, hey, I already talked about Stephen A. Smith and Kwame Brown, and Stephen A. Smith and Terrell Owens. I'm going to circle back to DJ Envy, and Tyrese. I'm like, they've gone back and forth on on Tyrese allegedly, disrespecting DJ Envy, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, DJ Envy is a weak dude. Like, I'm sure Tyrese may have said some slick stuff out of the mouth to his wife or something, but this is the thing: if that's the case and you were like in your feelings about it, you should have had a conversation and checked Tyrese a long time ago. You don't wait for him to come back onto the Breakfast Club, and now all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I was gonna box your mouth. I'm like, dude, you are a corny dude. Because people who are going to, they will, right? They don't talk about it, they do. Or at least they would have had a conversation on like, yo, like, why are you talking to my lady? Like, what is happening right now? So, I mean, like, that whole situation with them going back and forth, now Tyrese was supposed, like, he was posting, I guess, text messages, which I'm like, that's interesting. It's a lot. I mean, he didn't see, from what I saw, he didn't see anything crazy, to be honest. The point I'm making is, if DJ Envy thought that Tyrese was out of pocket, he should have checked that a long time ago. But once again, they wait until they get onto social media, and all of a sudden they get a mic and they get like this bravado. It's almost like the mic is now they're, how we always call alcohol liquid courage. People get behind these microphones and these keyboards, and all of a sudden they are bold and courageous. So now you got DJ Envy and Tyrese out there, yipping and yapping and whining and crying out there on social media. And why weren't you there to support me when I was going through my mental health breakdown and my marriage was blowing up? And, I was just like, oh my gosh. You got Steve Harvey out here in these streets like, stop talking about Marjorie. She's a good girl. She was with me when I was broke, which we know is kind of cap. But I'm just kind of like, what is happening right now? There's a lot of whining and crying going on, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, y'all need to get off of like these platforms with all this whining and crying. There's a lot of it happening right now. And then I was waiting at my twins. They were at a drills thing yesterday for basketball, and I turned on a content creator who was. This is only like the second or maybe third time I've heard this person speak. And it was entertaining. I mean, I had time, well, let me be honest. Let me be clear. I didn't hear the entire thing because I was in my car and I fell asleep in my car. Okay, but I heard part of it. Okay, I heard part of it. Anyway, this content creator had me laughing for what part I was awake for, because T.S. Madison, that weirdo man who claims to be a woman, was coming after Tasha K. Now, I don't really listen to Tasha K, although I think she is a talented individual. I think she's messy. She's just not my brand. I keep saying maybe I'll go listen to her. I've heard clips of her speaking before. Um, but Tasha K is the one who's getting sued by, or who owes Cardi B $4 million for slander and defamation. Allegedly. Is it slander or defamation? Anyway, she lost a lawsuit to Cardi B, making up stuff about her having, I think, like an STD or something, or I don't know. Anyway, the point is she owes her some money. But you have T.S. Madison, who is upset, another man who was upset because apparently Tasha K was reacting to, I think, the fact that T.S. Madison wants to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was like, well, don't you have to be a wife? Don't you have to be a woman, like, to be on there, like, to be a mainstay? And anyway, so basically, I didn't see what the reaction was because I don't even care, like, to be honest. But I just know about the fact of. And this dude is out there. I was listening to what was being played, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's a bunch of whining and crying because somebody, I guess, was like, no, you could never be on the show. I don't even know what was said. That's how much I think this is so silly. So if somebody gets mad and says that you shouldn't do something or whatever, you're going to get on social media and just have a complete meltdown and go off? Y'all are some sick individuals. I don't know what is wrong with all of these dudes getting out here and they're whining and crying. Like, I have not, like, and they always say, like, you're acting like a female. They assign all these negative qualities to women, right? At least the manosphere does. Well, yet the men are the most emotionally unstable. I cannot understand how you can be that emotionally unstable and want to whine and cry on social media for validation. I guess, I don't know. But anyway, dear everybody, get off of social media and shut up. Stop all of this whining and crying. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But there's entertainment in this. The fact of the matter is, I don't see a whole bunch of women coming online to whine and cry. I don't. They're at least, I mean, not at each other. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing them reporting on some things, but the whining and crying thing, like, the men literally just have beef with everybody right now. You got men who want to be women, who want to beef with women. You got men wanting to beef with men. The whole thing is just so weird. You got people like Tyler Perry. He's coming on whining and crying about what black women should do. Why doesn't he just focus on what black men should do? He should be focusing on telling black men to get their education, not telling black women to deal with a guy who can just pay the light bill. Talk about the sickness and the insanity of it all. I was just kind of like, what is happening right now? Tyler Perry would rather get on lines that I probably would get some flack or whatever it was he said for it, because he's stupid. This man is flat out stupid. Instead of telling men, hey, level up so that you can pay for more than a light bill, you're telling black women who are accomplished, hey, just be okay with the guy who can pay the light bill as long as he loves you. No, love doesn't pay the bills. No. Tell them to better themselves. Tell them to level up. This is what's happening. I'm telling you. I still think, like, Tyler Perry is one big op. He's one big op in the community. So, but anyway, I just have to get that off my chest. Y'all need to stop whining. And before you start thinking that I'm like anti-men or anything like that, you can think whatever you want. But the fact of the matter is, I've called out Oprah. I've called out Beyonce like a million times. I've called out Chloe Bailey. Who else did I call out? You know, whoever. So I don't want to hear it. Get out your feelings and go get a life. Stay off of some of these podcasts, except for mine, of course. But anyway, if y'all want to continue to make fools of yourselves and be entertaining, because at this point it's a little bit of schadenfreude for me. Yeah, I shouldn't say that, but I'm just kind of like, I just can't even believe how dumb it is. Now, granted, I will say this. I don't know how long I can tune in because I think I may have ADD. Like, I can only give it but so much. But I'm just seeing this uptick of a whole bunch of dudes getting out on social media, airing out their grievances. You disrespected my wife. Date a dude who only paid a light bill. Hey, just likes to fight with everybody. But let me tell you something. I think Stephen A does it because he's trying to generate controversy and talking points for his YouTube channel. I've seen a couple of clips from his YouTube channel. I'm like, it's all right. I mean, men are gonna support it. I may look at clips from here and there, but I'm not a big Stephen A fan. But let me tell you, he's doing his job. He's stirring up stuff. He's stirring up stuff because eventually, I just have a feeling ESPN might let him go because ESPN doesn't have any money right now. Disney is on the struggle bus. And so, for those of you who don't know, my understanding is Disney owns ESPN. So, anyway, he better build up his YouTube channel if he wants to sustain himself, if he wants to make some money. All right, that's it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have a good one.